So this is another market outlook trading video where I'm going to show you the key levels and the buyers that you should be focusing on as we head into the new trading week on Monday, which is tomorrow. So today is the 8th of August and I'm preparing you for 9 August all the way to 13 August. Okay, so just a quick review of this week's performance. So this week has been a pretty interesting week. Okay, it's kind of like a roller coaster because we started the week pretty tough. Okay, we were down quite a fair bit, but we slowly recovered and ended the week with a profit. Now, the key lesson here is that risk management is really very important, right? And if you want to follow our signals, or if you want to follow any other signals, any other signal providers, it is very important that you stay consistent. You don't just try like 2 trades, 3 trades and give up if it doesn't do well, because trading is really a grind. Okay, you cannot get it right 100% of the time, but if you apply proper risk management and there's an edge using that strategy, then in the long run, you're going to make money. Okay, so hopefully that is clear, right? I hope that you didn't blow your account and you did manage your risk properly. Okay, by the way, if you are a new Telegram subscriber and you haven't yet joined us or hit the subscribe button on YouTube, we have many trading videos on YouTube right here designed to help you become a better trader. We teach you a lot of strategies and a lot of things that cost us a lot of money to learn. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, right, and do hit the thumbs up button to support the channel. Now, what I do on the weekends, every single week, is I prepare a market outlook trading video like this to help you become a better trader, or rather to help you prepare for the trading week ahead, okay? Because most of you do not have the experience to find out where the key levels are and the buyers are. So that's what I'm going to do in this video to help you better trade the new week ahead. Now, the first thing that you need to understand is that I'm going to be using the MPE trading strategy to analyze the market. So if you're a new Telegram subscriber and you haven't yet downloaded this free day trading guide, right, I will leave a link to this free day trading guide in the description down below. Okay, in essence, the MPE trading strategy stands for market condition, price level, and entry. Okay, so what I will do is I will go into the charts and apply this 3 steps to show you where are the best price levels that you should be looking to buy or sell, or whether you should stay out of the trade, or rather the currency pair in question. So the first thing that I do when I begin my analysis is always to look at the Forex Factory Economic Calendar, which is right here. Now, if you're not familiar with this, okay, this is very important for you to understand, because if it is a news heavy week where we have a lot of news, then chances are the market is going to be very difficult to trade, okay, especially conferences week. So next week, we are on the August 9 all the way to August 13 right here, as you can see. So next week, you see that there is not much high impact news. Okay, high impact news are news events that are in red. So we have this USD news here, CPI, and we have the PPI. Okay, so nothing too much next week. So with that being said, I expect it to be a very smooth sailing week. Okay, it's probably going to be easy. Okay, this is just a projection. It may not turn out that way, but at least based on the economic calendar, okay, I think that the movement is probably going to be quite clean. We're probably going to get some nice trades. So I hope you are excited. I hope you are ready, because it's been quite difficult the past few weeks or even the past month or so. So it's good to have a economic calendar week like this, or rather economic data week that isn't too heavy and that we'll probably be able to catch some really nice moves. So with that out of the way, let's go into the charts. The first thing that I always look at is DXY. Okay, if you've been following this channel for some time, this is the first thing that I always do. I always stress the importance of understanding the direction of DXY, which stands for Dollar Currency Index. So if you know that DXY is going up, that means dollar is strong, and dollar is the main currency. So if you know dollar is strong, then you will know that euro dollar, pound dollar, Kiwi dollar, these are currency pairs that you should be looking to short. Okay, and vice versa, of course. So this was the analysis that I did last week. Okay, if you watched last week's market outlook video, I did say that this is a strong support, and I suspected that this would be a trap. True enough, it was a trap, and you can see that on this day it closed back above, and then after that you had a very nice doji pattern here, and then it just burst up. Okay, so let's break it down step by step. Okay, we start with M, which stands for market condition. Now, I would say that market condition is actually bullish because you have a high here, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, okay? Except that this low here was broken, okay? You can see that this candle right here broke this low right here. However, if you were to look at this intermediate pattern or this retracement down, you don't really see a series of lower lows and lower highs, okay? If you consider this right here as lower low, lower high, lower low, then yes. But I won't say that, you know, this is very obvious. It's not a very big pattern. So I would say that the trend is still up. However, this right now is looking like a head and shoulders pattern. So let me just draw it out for you. This is the left shoulder, this is the head, and this is the potential right shoulder, okay? So I would say the trend is bullish. However, it is looking like a reversal play setup, okay? Reversal play means that it's bullish and it's looking like it's going to transition into bearish. So this is not a trade that I recommend for beginners because this is a reversal trade, and reversal trades are trades which are harder to trade, okay? It's lower probability, okay? It's probably going to be more lucrative if you nail it right, if you're able to short at the top here, and then, you know, this turns out to be full reversal and comes all the way back down. It's probably going to be a very good trade, but it's very hard to get it right, okay? So if you're new, please stick to with the trend trades. My goal is to point out that this is a head and shoulders pattern and there is some form of resistance coming here, together with this trend line that was broken, and then now it looks like it's going to retest, okay? So this is a very strong level. Please do not buy into this resistance level because it's really very high already. Do not chase the market. Anyway, most of you guys will not be trading into DXY, so it's probably fine. Okay, just note that DXY is probably very high, dollar is very high now. So next week we might get a retracement down, and that means that dollar is weakening, and so you can look at going long euro dollar, pound dollar, Kiwi dollar, and stuff like that. Okay, so that's how you use it. But right now it's very high, and this is the key price level that you should be focusing on. Now let's move on to euro dollar. Now euro dollar, last week I did mention that this entire zone is a zone of resistance, and I didn't really like the price action here. I did warn you that this here was resistance, and this close above, you know, it wasn't too clean. It wasn't very convincing personally, okay? When I saw this, I didn't really like it. That's why I say that this is still resistance, and true enough, it just tested, and then after it started selling down, okay? Now, one thing to note is that this was the descending trend line, and price broke out, and now price is actually very close to it, and this is the recent low, okay? So market condition wise is still bearish because we have the low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, okay? It's still bearish, and we didn't really get a nice break above, which will signal that there is potentially a trend change. So we didn't get that. However, price now is at support, okay? It's very obvious there's at support. The recent swing low right here, and price is just right smack at here, okay? So again, same like DXY, do not chase the trade, okay? I do expect price to retrace higher. However, I don't recommend that you buy just because it's at support here, okay? Because in the free day trading guide, I always say that, you know, if the market is in downtrend, you should be looking to sell only, okay? Do not be a hero. Do not try to buy here, because the trend is down, okay? If you are a new trader, you're still struggling, there's really no reason why you should trade counter trend, okay? You want to stick with the trend, and with the trend would be to sell. So it might require a bit of patience, you know, just to wait for price to slowly retrace up, and then look for a candlestick pattern right here, and then you take the short, okay? You do not just buy it here and try to go counter trend thinking that this support is going to hold, because what might happen is that price might do something like this, you know, just bounce off a bit and then start selling down, okay? This is also something that might happen because remember, the trend is down, the momentum is down, so this might happen. Now, if you are a bit patient and you wait to price retraces here, then you are going to short at a strong level, and you know, a strong level is always good because you get a nice stop loss, right? A tight stop loss, and you get in at the best price level. So this is what I recommend, right? Do not just go long here, okay? So let's move on to pound dollar. Now, pound dollar, it's in a uptrend, okay? I would say it's more of an uptrend because previously we had this low here, we had a high, lower low, low high, lower low, okay, but this high here, this swing high was broken. Okay, I talked about this last week. I did talk about this candle during the last market outlook video. Now, however, if you were to look at this week's movement, you can see that on, I believe this is Monday, let me just check this, Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, on Monday, price did a low right here, and then Tuesday, it found support here, and then on Thursday, it tested this support again. So right now, I'm not too sure if this level is broken, because if you were to look at the close on Friday, considering the fact that we had NFP, okay, and this close is not very substantial, okay, it's just barely close below, okay. So personally, I'm not too convinced that this support is broken yet. Okay, so what might happen on Monday is that price might just start rallying up. Okay, again, I do not know, I cannot confirm whether this level is broken, but all I can say is that the market is more bullish, right? The only question is, are we going to buy it here, or do we buy it here, which is a strong level as well? Because this level is a left shoulder. Okay, let me just show it for you. Head, and this is the right shoulder. Okay, so the only question is, do we buy it here or do we buy it here? Okay, and that's why we need the last step of the MPE trading strategy, which stands for entry trigger. Okay, again, this is covered in the MPE trading guide, which stands for entry for E, right? We need a hammer, bullish engulfing, this kind of candlestick pattern. We need to see this at an important price level. So even if we do decide to buy here, it's very important that you look for a nice candlestick pattern here. Okay, on Friday, this candle is bearish, so you probably need to wait for the Monday's close to see if we can get a nice, pin bar or bullish engulfing ideally. And if we get that, then we can go ahead to buy this and target the high right here. If not, price might just sell down here, and then we can look for entry right over here. Okay, so bullish buyers for this, two possible scenarios, whether it's buy here or buy here. But please be patient. Again, we'll send this out in the Telegram channel right over here. So make sure you join us if you are a YouTube subscriber and you haven't joined us on Telegram. Again, I'll leave the link in the description down below, so just please check that out after you finish this video. So moving on to dollar franc. Dollar franc right now is at resistance. So last week's market outlook video, I did say that price is at support, which was given by this high right here. So you can see that this arrows was what I pointed out last week. True enough, it found support here and then it started bouncing off. Okay. Now this movement here looks very bullish. However, please take note that we are still in a bearish market environment. Okay, the market condition is still bearish because we have a high here, we have a low, we have a lower high, and we have a lower low. So what does this mean? This means that the bears are still in control. Okay, in fact, if you were to draw a trend line, something like this, connecting this top and this swing high right here, you can see that price is very close to resistance. Okay, so please do not be tricked by the market and start thinking that this is very bullish, and you start buying here and you're actually buying right into resistance. Okay, so please take note, market condition is still bearish. We are at a critical price level, okay, given by this support zone and this trend line. So the last thing that we need is we need an entry trigger. Okay, remember MPE stands for market condition. Market condition is bearish because of the low, high, lower low. Price level is given by this, okay, which is actually the neckline of this head and shoulders pattern and this descending trend line. The last thing that we need, as I said previously, is an entry trigger. So just be patient, look for an entry trigger here. If we get it, then we can short it down and then short it towards this recent swing low right here. Okay, so very clear setup. This is the setup that I recommend that you focus on. I don't recommend that you trade this. I don't recommend that you really trade this unless we get a nice price action. But this is a currency pair that I recommend that you focus on next week because it's pretty clear. Okay, it's at resistance. We just need an entry trigger to sell it down. Now Kiwi dollar is a bit more confusing. So last week I said that Kiwi dollar is kind of trapped between this support here and this resistance zone. Okay, I expected that price will be resisted either way, and I said that you shouldn't be trading this currency pair, at least on a daily time frame, if you are following the MPE trading strategy. Okay, I said that we either go short when price breaks out, retests, or go long when price breaks out and retest. However, we didn't get any of this. Okay, price just consolidate within this, and right now price is doing what I call an evening star. I believe this is an evening star pattern. So it looks like it's probably going to come down. Okay, in fact, let me just measure the risk to reward to see if it makes sense. Let's say you trade off this evening star and you target here. You can see the risk to reward is not very lucrative. Okay, so I again will not recommend that you trade this. Okay, I recommend that you wait for the breakout. Do not trade the range because the range is pretty it's not very clean, and even if you were to trade, you don't get a very good risk to reward, because by the time we get this confirmation candle right here, price is already quite low. Okay, it's really very close to the center of the range, and as you know, in a range play, you want to sell the top and you want to buy the bottom. Okay, not sell in the middle of the range and buy in the middle of the range. Okay, that's not a very wise thing to do. So these are the two key levels that are still valid. Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this because this is not something that I recommend that you focus on. Now moving on to Aussie dollar, same thing. Aussie dollar is same like Kiwi dollar, except that it's a bit clearer. The market condition is still bearish because we have the low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, low high, lower low. Okay, and right now price is actually resisted by this recent swing low. Okay, pretty easy to see. However, we do have support coming in here. So this is a very, very narrow range again. If you waited for the candlestick confirmation to prove that this is a valid resistance, then on Friday you get the confirmation, you're very close to support already. So there's not much space left. You are literally selling into support if you were to chase this market. Okay, so similar to Kiwi dollar, I don't recommend that you trade this. Okay, I recommend that you wait for price to break out of this level. Okay, if you really want to trade it, wait for a retracement up, look for a candlestick pattern, and then you short it down. That's how I recommend you trade this if we do get a trade. Okay, we may not get a trade, but if we do get a trade, then that's what I recommend. Of course, if this level is broken, then I'm seeing this level right here, 0.7237. Okay, you can see it's pretty obvious why this is a strong level. This was resistance, this is support. Okay, very obvious level. Okay, from here to here, if you're able to get a nice stop loss, a nice type stop loss, and trade into here, then this would be a good trade setup. Okay, again, I'll send this out in the Telegram channel if I see anything. Please do not worry, right? Do not be in a rush to trade, because my team watches the market almost 24/5. Okay, so you don't really have to worry about watching for this. Now, dollar CAD. Dollar CAD, it's a little tricky as well. Okay, dollar CAD, right here, we believe there's still an uptrend because this is the high, this is the low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and this low is not broken yet. Okay, we do not see any candle close below this low. However, if we were to draw this trend line, okay, we can see that this trend line was broken, and right now price seems to be resisted by it. Okay, in fact, I drew this trend line for some time already, I think for 2 weeks, and I did say that this trend line probably will act as resistance. True enough, it's acting as resistance for last week, the week that we just traded. Okay, it's acting as resistance. Right now price is kind of like, it's trapped between this support right here, which is 1.2533, and this resistance right here. Okay, so please be patient with this. If you want to trade it, okay, I do recommend you wait for price to close above and then come back down to retest this first as an inverted head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Okay, that's how I recommend you trade it. Right, there's really no point trading into this zone right here because this is resistance, this is support. Price is just consolidating between the two, and you're probably not going to get very nice movement. So just wait for price to break above. Okay, that's how I would trade it. Okay, again, I do not know whether we get it, but just wait for it. Dollar yen. Dollar yen is similar to dollar franc. Okay, again, please do not be deceived that this is very bullish because the market condition is still bearish. Look at this. Low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, remember we need to look at the overall market context. Okay, do not be tricked into buying just because you see three very bullish candles right here, because price just bought all the way up to this resistance, right smack in the resistance right here. So right now price is pretty high. Again, same like dollar franc. look for a candlestick pattern right here, and then if we get it, it's a good trade setup because the trend is still down and we have a nice good price level. Okay, in fact, if you were to look back into the history, you can see that this right here was resistance as well. So right now price at resistance together with this descending trend line, and the trend is bearish. So this is probably an A++ setup if we are able to get it. Okay, A++ only if we get a candlestick pattern here that shows that this level is being resisted. Of course, if we get it, then we can take the trade and then look for here. Okay, look for this take profit level, or rather this support as our take profit level. Okay, pretty straightforward. Gold had a very big sell down. Okay, again, last week we said that this is an entire zone of range bound market, and we said do not trade this. True enough, it went up, went down, went up, went up. Finally, it broke down. Okay, however, this move here is pretty nasty, or rather, it's straight into support. Okay, so if you didn't trade into this range and make a bet that price is going to break down, then right now we are too late because right now price is at support. Okay, it's very easy to see why it's support. Just look here, look here, look here, and look here. Okay, in fact, you look here as well and look here. So this level is very strong, and I would say that just be patient, wait for price to retrace back to the neckline of this double top. Okay, let me just clear it and show it to you. This is the first top and this is the second top, and this right here is the neckline. Okay, right now price is a bit low. I don't recommend that you buy because this is a double top, so the market condition is bearish. I don't recommend that you buy off this support. I recommend that you just wait for price to retrace higher here and then look for a candlestick pattern, and then you can short it down. Okay, that's how I recommend you trade it. Okay, probably you won't get this trade next week because it takes time for price to consolidate and retrace higher. So just be patient and just take note of this level and this level. Okay, but please do not sell into the support because it is a very strong support, or at least I think that this support is probably going to hold. Okay, now let's look at Euro Pound. Euro Pound finally broke off. Okay, it was a very difficult period right here. We did not know whether this support is going to hold or it's going to break, and it finally broke. Okay, which is a good thing because the market condition for Euro Pound has always been bearish. In the grand scheme of things, if you were to look since somewhere here, okay, since December, or rather the whole of this year, it's been trending down. The big picture is down. You have the low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low again. Okay, so market condition is definitely bearish and we want to sell. And the good thing about this Euro Pound is that this entire consolidation here builds up a lot of momentum. Right, think of it like a spring that has been compressed for a very long time. Okay, it haven't been released yet, and finally we get the break of this level and also this swing low right here, which is the most important level. Okay, it's broken, and what I see is that the next significant support zone is really this recent swing low right here, which is quite far away. So that's very good because we probably have a free fall from here to here. Okay, it's probably going to be a nice movement down. So this is a currency pair that I recommend that you trade. Okay, if you want to chase the market, I think that the risk to reward still makes sense, because if you were to enter here on Monday and put your stop loss perhaps something like this just above this candle high and set your take profit here, you're still getting a good risk to reward. Okay, now ideally what I prefer is for price to retrace here. Okay, this is the ideal setup which we may or may not get. To retrace higher, look for a candlestick pattern and then you short it down. Okay, but if you feel that you're okay to take the risk, right, to just place your stop loss here and have a smaller position size, then it's possible for you to just enter here and then look towards here as your target. Okay, because there's a lot of space between here to here. Okay, so again, we will focus on this currency pair next week in our Telegram channel, so make sure you join us in the Telegram channel. Now NZDUSD is uptrend. Okay, everyone should know that the indexes go up in the long term, and this NZDUSD has been trending up and up. Okay, if you tell me that this is bearish, then something's obviously wrong, because the market condition is just being up and up, right? We have the high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. Okay, so there's no reason to go short. Now the only issue is that we are at resistance now. Okay, this is the prior high and price hasn't closed above. Now I've drawn this trend line. Potentially price could go lower and then bounce up. However, I don't recommend that you buy off this trend line, because if you buy off here then what might happen is that price might get resisted here, and between here to here is pretty close. Okay, so I recommend that you wait for the breakout first, then look for a retracement down. Okay, that's how I recommend that you trade it, because that would give you more profit margin, or that will give you a better risk to reward. Okay, so very simple for this. Again, I recommend that you trade this. And lastly, we have pound yen. Okay, pound yen. Last week we talked about pound yen and how this level was a strong support, and true enough, price really hit this level and then started bouncing off. Okay, so I hope you understand the value that I'm trying to create for you by creating this kind of videos every week, right? Because this kind of videos really prepare you for the trading week ahead. If you really take the time to note down this level and follow it, chances are you are going to save money. Okay, I will not guarantee that you make money, but what I will guarantee you is that you will not sell into support, or you will not buy into resistance. Okay, and that's very important, because a lot of times people do not get the right key levels and end up, you know, they are buying too high or they are selling too low. Now, right now price is in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I would say that this market structure is more bullish than bearish because of this inverted head and shoulders pattern. Left shoulder right here, head right here, and the right shoulder over here. Okay, so I would say that it's more bullish. However, price is in the middle of nowhere now. This is resistance, and this is your support, which price actually bounced off. Okay, so price is a little high. So I would say that if you really want to buy, then I'll wait for price to break above this zone. Okay, maybe just adjust it a bit, wait for it to break above, look for a retest, and then you buy. Okay, this is also the neckline of the inverted head and shoulders pattern right here. Okay, now if price gets resisted by the neckline, then you can look for another opportunity right here, which is the neckline. Okay, again, this is a very strong level, because if you go back into history, you can see that this was resistance, support, 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 support. Okay, so this is a very strong level. I'll be keen to look for an entry trigger right over here. Okay, so two scenarios for this: either you buy when price breaks out and retests this level, or you buy when price finds support at this level with you know, a candlestick pattern. Okay, can be a hammer, can be an engulfing. Okay, I think you get the picture. Okay, so that's all I have prepared for you this week, right? Just be sure to manage your risk. Okay, again, next week is looking like a good week to trade, so I really hope that you manage your risk well, right? Please do not do silly things like risking 10% or 20% of your account on single trade, because that's the fastest way to blur your account. Okay, if not, thanks for watching. Right, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the Telegram channel.